The internet is a series of content and links. Content is the backbone of the internet, and any website you visit is made up of content in the form of headings, paragraphs, text, images, lists, etc., etc. When it comes to content writing from an SEO perspective, the main reason we focus so heavily on the content is because great content drives organic traffic and generates more organic revenue for your brand. My name's Zach, I'm the founder of ZB SEO. We do revenue-driven SEO for Shopify e-commerce brands, and we're currently running an offer looking for 5 brands who want to grow their revenue without any money upfront. We'll grow your Shopify brand with SEO, or you don't pay us a cent. There's only 5 spots available. We opened our doors yesterday, so check that out at zbseo.com.au for more information. But let's get into content writing for SEO. So why does SEO content matter? I'll make myself a little bit smaller here. It's important to remember that SEO content isn't about trying to beat the system. While there are short, quick ways to kind of get better rankings, they almost always come undone, and these websites end up being penalized. Content writing for SEO is about creating helpful, accurate, and user-friendly content. Now, in Google's own words, in their August update, they said here that they want to show more content that people find genuinely useful, and less content that feels like it was made just to perform well on search. And so this is a real-life example from one of our clients that we were working with before August last year. We had a bit of traction. They were getting a little bit more impressions and clicks, and then August hit right here. As you can see, there was a direct uptick based on the content that we were creating. So we were creating really great content for them, and that's just continued to soar since August last year. So that's just a real example of how Google wants genuinely useful content. And so there are various factors that go into great content and great SEO content, which I'm going to break down for you in this video. Content writing for SEO is about readability, structure, and value to a searcher. So without these 3, you really are going to struggle to get great results from your content, and you're going to struggle even more to make money from SEO. So the first thing is readability. Great SEO is easy to understand and easy to read, even for complex topics. So I just want you to think to yourself, when was the last time that you genuinely read an entire web page, or even just a full paragraph on a website for that matter? Most people, they just skim through content, and majority will scan the headings and just kind of scan the subheadings to look and find what they're actually searching for. So for great readability, you want to focus on the following things: your headings and your subheadings, bullet points, white space, shorter sentences, and also your content structure. So the F-shaped pattern is obviously a familiar pattern with web design, because people don't want to read large chunks of text. And above all else, it's important to remember that you're writing for people and not search engines. So while we're doing all this to rank higher in Google and rank higher in search engines, get more traction and traffic, you need to make sure that you're actually writing content for humans, and you want to write like you're having a conversation with a person. And that takes us on to structure. So we touched on it above, but great SEO is about having well-structured content that is easy to consume and understand. And so I've got 2 examples here of similar content for the same thing. What is collagen, and why is it important? What is collagen? And so you can see here that the first one utilizes more white space in between the text. I'll show you with my little tool here. You see here, it's broken it up with having some space in between. It's also got bullet points right here, which kind of breaks up the text a bit more. And also, there's only 2 lines per thing, per kind of little paragraph, I suppose. And you can see it kind of follows, most of them, besides the bullet points, kind of end in the same location. It just makes it easier for a user to read. Now compare that to this second example here. We've got 2 large chunks of text that just make it harder to read. We've also broken it up by having the text kind of follow this line because the image is here. Now, I'm not saying the image is bad, but if you look at the 2, this one visually is a lot easier to scan and find what you're looking for, whereas already I'm lost in all the text. And the second one also is kind of the first one has a much clearer tone with how it's written. If you actually read the 2 examples, you can pause the video and have a read for yourself. But just an example there as to how good structure looks like with SEO content. And then finally, you want to create good value. And so creating valuable content is always going to win in the long run. So Google shows content that is genuinely useful. And so providing high value content to your customers is a must. And so remember to focus on solving the user's search intent, use targeted and relevant keywords, and also just write clear, concise headings, paragraphs, text, etc. So now the writing process. So you've got an understanding of why content matters and how to write quality content, but it's now actually time to do the writing. Now, writing from scratch without a plan is kind of just like running a marathon with no training, right? It's going to take you forever, you're going to hate it, and you're probably going to be pretty crap with your results. And so this is what we do, or what I do with my writing process. First is keyword and topic research. So we need to understand the topic and its customers, and then also further understand what keywords to write for and how to write for those keywords. If you just start aimlessly writing on what you think your customers are looking for or something like that, then you're just kind of aiming in the dark. It's not really worth doing. Second of all is drafting. So use AI, like ChatGPT, obviously super popular, and byword.ai is one that I like. It's pretty good as well. So use these to get a first draft, but always edit your content. Never just publish straight AI content, and make sure you input your own knowledge and expertise into those pieces as well. And then editing, as I said, input your knowledge and expertise, images, quotes, facts, resources, and whatever else that is going to make your content original and highest quality. And then finally, you want to publish that content. So pretty straightforward process, but the kind of principles behind how you structure that content within your editing process and how you actually put it onto your website, as I touched on before, are super vital. And so that brings us to the next one, which is research. So once you've identified a keyword, I've got a video on keyword research. So if you want to look at that on my channel to figure out how to find keywords, have a look at that. But once you've identified your keywords, you want to have a look at the top 3 results in Google for that chosen keyword. And then also skim through the rest of the page 1 results to kind of get an idea of what content looks like for that keyword. But for the top 3, have a look, read through most of them, get an idea for what content they're writing, how they've structured it, and what Google is deeming good content for that type of keyword. And so even within your industry, SEO content is going to differ from any other style of writing that you're used to. So it's different to email marketing, it's different to paid ads, it's different to social media, and it's also very different to what we're taught in school and college and university of kind of proper structure. It's a different style of writing. And so you want to make sure that you understand that. And so this is why researching and analyzing the top results is going to put you ahead much faster. So if you can use tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush for content gap analysis, this just shows you what your competitors are ranking for that you are not, and what content they have created. So it gives you an idea of what content you can create. And then use ChatGPT as well to summarize articles and give you opportunities. So I've got the following prompt here from Kai Cromwell, who's a great SEO in this space. But yeah, if you use this prompt here, you can copy and paste the top 3 articles for your keywords, and it will give you an understanding and opportunities for kind of making better content than those. So I'll put this in the description. So if you just want to copy and paste it from down there, feel free. And this takes us on to drafting. So now that you've got the content, you've got your kind of brief, and you understand what other content it looks like, it's time to start writing. Now, I always start with the first H2 and never the introduction. The introduction should come last. And as with the conclusion, you're going to the bookends of your meat. But what you want to do is start with the first H2. As I said, use AI to eliminate writer's block. You don't want to just look at a blank screen. It's going to take you way too long to get 2,000-3,000 words out there. So make sure that you use AI. Now, if you want to write it all from scratch, that's fine. But we use AI. I never use it for, never publish pure AI content. So never copy and paste it straight from ChatGPT onto your website, because it's often trash and you'd never get results. We use AI to give us a starting point so we can speed up the process. As I said, taking however long to write 2,000, 3,000 words compared to AI pumping it out in a couple of minutes for you, and then you editing from there is going to be so much faster. So as I said, AI is a tool. It still doesn't really have a voice, even though it is getting better. So use it wisely and use it to your advantage. You want to also avoid common SEO writing mistakes. So don't just chuck in unnecessary fluff. Make sure you write in a passive voice. So make sure you avoid writing in a passive voice, which just makes sentences unclear and indirect. And also avoid keyword stuffing. And again, remember, you're writing for humans, not for a search engine. So make sure that your content is valuable, simple to read, and easy to understand. This takes us on to writing for readability. So no matter how complex your topic is that you're writing for, SEO content needs to be easy and simple to understand. So use the Hemingway app. It's a great app. You can just copy and paste it. It's all free. And make sure that you can get your content readability down to at least a grade 7 to 9. So see here on the right side, readability. This is from the college, an example I had before. It's a grade 11. So these on the side tells you you've got some very hard sentences to read. Now, obviously, you know, college and healthcare, science, all that kind of stuff, they're going to have different words that are more scientific, so therefore harder to read per se, but still try and get this content readability scored down if you can. And even lower, I say 7th to 9th grade, but even lower than that is also good. Anywhere really from grade 3 to grade 9 is probably a good range. Next, you want to make sure that you balance your creativity with kind of SEO rules. So especially with an e-commerce blog, you want to make sure that you subtly incorporate your products within your content without being too salesy. And so while it's very easy to get creative and kind of put all these fancy graphics about your products and kind of promote your products, people lose interest when they think they're being sold to. And so incorporating your products naturally into your content and then internally link into that product and different products collections, so then you can kind of naturally work people down your funnel is going to be much better than just straight up selling and straight up promoting your product. So the second you start promoting, as I said, people lose interest in that content. It's less valuable, and all of a sudden Google's not going to show it as much because people are leaving that site and they're not interested anymore. So that's my content writing for SEO system, framework, whatever you want to call it. As I said, content is the backbone of the internet. And if you haven't written SEO content before, it can take a little bit of time to get used to. You sort of have to unlearn everything you learned at school about writing and kind of relearn different principles. Although it is pretty straightforward, you know, it's still writing. You just have to kind of understand these different topics and principles. And as I said, make sure that you kind of just apply everything we've learned in this video to all your content, and especially your blog content, so you can get the best out of it for your brand. But above all else, if there's anything to take away from this video, then it's the following. Writing valuable content that's generally useful is always going to be great. Avoid writing fluff and keyword stuff in. So don't just put keywords in there for the sake of it. Don't just put words in for the sake of it. Make sure your content is super valuable and super useful. And then finally, structure your content, making it super easy to read and navigate. So then if someone skims your blog and they're trying to find a specific thing, they can easily find that. They don't have to search through chunks of text. So you do all those things, you're going to be a much better SEO content writer. So as I said, my name's Zach. If you're interested in more content, then follow me on X and LinkedIn. And also subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm going to keep posting videos and giving some insights into e-commerce SEO and different tips and tricks, specifically for Shopify brands. And as I said, e-com brands who want to profitably scale with SEO, visit zbseo.com.au. Link will be in the description to find out more about my exclusive offer and book a call with me. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.